Weak discipline creates weak results. It's that simple. Not bad luck, not lack of talent, not your background, not your enemies. The real reason most people stay stuck is because their discipline is weak when it matters most. Everyone wants success. Everyone wants money, respect, freedom, a powerful body, a peaceful mind. But very few people are willing to choose discipline over comfort every single day. You don't lose because life is hard. You lose because you negotiate with your goals. You say, I'll start tomorrow. You say, just 5 more minutes. You say, one day off won't hurt. But that one day becomes a habit. That 5 minutes becomes a lifestyle. And that tomorrow turns into years of regret. Discipline is not about motivation. Motivation is emotional. It comes and goes. Discipline is identity. It is who you are when you are tired. It is who you are when nobody is watching. It is what you do when you don't feel like doing anything. Weak discipline whispers, relax. Strong discipline commands, execute. Look at your results, your body, your bank account, your mindset, your circle, your skills. They are all reflections of your daily standards, not your dreams, not your intentions, your standards. If you tolerate laziness, you will live a lazy life. If you tolerate excuses, you will live an average life. If you tolerate distraction, you will live a small life. The world doesn't reward potential. It rewards consistency. Talent without discipline is wasted. Intelligence without discipline is useless. Big goals without discipline are fantasies. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you say you want to be. Every time you choose comfort over effort, you vote for a weaker version of yourself. Every time you avoid pain, you avoid growth. Success is built in the moments that feel boring, repetitive, and uncomfortable. Waking up early, training when you're tired, studying when others are scrolling, working when others are sleeping. Weak discipline feels good now but hurts later. Strong discipline hurts now but pays forever. So ask yourself, are your results weak because your discipline is weak? Are you truly doing everything you can, or just what feels easy? Because life will not change when you wish. It will change when you decide. And decision without discipline is just noise. If you want strong results, you must build unbreakable discipline. No excuses, no negotiations, no emotional decisions, because in the end, you don't rise to your goals, you fall to your level of discipline. And today, you decide what level that will be. Weak discipline creates weak results. It sounds harsh, almost uncomfortable to hear. But if you sit with it for a moment, you'll realize it carries a powerful truth. Discipline is not about punishment. It is not about being extreme or robotic. It is about the standards you choose to live by every single day. And your results, whether you like them or not, are a reflection of those standards. If the standards are low, the results will be low. If the standards are inconsistent, the results will be inconsistent. Life does not respond to what you wish for. It responds to what you repeatedly do. Think about how most people approach their goals. They get excited in the beginning. They feel inspired. They watch a motivational video, read a powerful quote, or hear a story about someone who changed their life. For a few days, they wake up early, work harder, push themselves. But then comfort calls. Distraction becomes attractive. The alarm rings, and they negotiate. Just today. That small negotiation feels harmless, but it is the beginning of weak discipline. And weak discipline never announces itself loudly. It creeps in quietly. It feels reasonable. It feels justified. That is why it is so dangerous. Look at the life of Kobe Bryant. He was not remembered only for talent. Many players in the NBA were talented. What separated him was relentless discipline. He would train at 4 a.m., while others were still sleeping. He practiced the same moves thousands of times until they became automatic. He didn't rely on motivation. He relied on a system. Now imagine if he had trained only when he felt like it. Imagine if he skipped workouts because he was tired or distracted. His results would have matched that level of commitment. Weak discipline would have produced average performance. Instead, extreme discipline produced legendary results. This is not just about sports, it is about your life. Your body is a direct reflection of your discipline. If you skip workouts regularly, eat whatever is convenient, and justify it with, "I'll start next week," your results will show it. You might blame genetics or a busy schedule, but deep down, you know the truth. The results follow the habits, and habits are built by discipline. Weak discipline shows up as small compromises, extra junk food, missed gym sessions, inconsistent sleep. Over time, those small compromises create visible outcomes. It is not dramatic, it is gradual, but it is inevitable. Consider the story of Dwayne Johnson. Before he became one of the highest paid actors in the world, he faced rejection, financial struggle, and uncertainty. What remained constant was his discipline. He trained consistently, maintained strict routines, and showed up prepared. That consistency built his physique, his reputation, and eventually his opportunities. If he had allowed weak discipline to take over during hard times, if he had chosen comfort over preparation, his trajectory would have been completely different. His results were strong because his discipline was strong. Weak discipline is not loud failure. It is subtle stagnation. It is waking up 1 year later and realizing nothing has changed. It is having big dreams but small daily actions. It is talking about success but living in comfort. And comfort is seductive. It tells you that rest is deserved, that effort can wait, that pressure is unnecessary. But every time you choose comfort over commitment, you reinforce a weaker identity. You are teaching yourself that your word means little. You are lowering your own standards. Your mind keeps track of these decisions. Every time you promise yourself you will wake up early, and you don't, your self-trust weakens. Every time you say you will work on your project and you scroll instead, your confidence shrinks. Weak discipline doesn't just affect external results, it damages your internal belief. You start doubting yourself. You start thinking you lack ability, when in reality, you lack consistency. Look at Cristiano Ronaldo. Talent alone did not make him one of the greatest footballers in history. His teammates have spoken about his obsession with training, recovery, diet, and preparation. He maintained discipline even after achieving massive success. That is the key. Weak discipline appears when you relax standards after small wins. Strong discipline continues even when you feel comfortable. If Ronaldo had relied solely on natural skill and stopped pushing himself, his results would have plateaued. Instead, disciplined habits extended his dominance for years. Now bring this back to your daily life. Maybe you are building a YouTube channel. Maybe you are trying to grow a business. Maybe you want to master a skill. The difference between success and mediocrity will not be one big dramatic action. It will be daily discipline. Uploading consistently, practicing consistently, learning consistently, improving consistently. Weak discipline uploads when inspired. Strong discipline uploads on schedule. Weak discipline studies when convenient. Strong discipline studies when necessary. There is something powerful about doing what you said you would do, even when you do not feel like it. That is where identity shifts. That is where self-respect grows. Discipline is a form of self-love. It is telling yourself that your future matters more than your current mood. Weak discipline prioritizes feelings. Strong discipline prioritizes results. Imagine two people with the same dream. One wakes up early, works an extra hour daily, avoids distractions, and tracks progress. The other works only when motivated, sleeps inconsistently, and procrastinates under pressure. After 1 year, their results will not be slightly different. They will be dramatically different. Not because one was more talented, but because one was more disciplined. The gap between them will not be luck. It will be standards. Weak discipline creates weak results because life compounds your behavior. Small efforts repeated daily become big outcomes. Small excuses repeated daily become big failures. There is no neutral. Every day, you are either strengthening your discipline or weakening it. Every choice is a vote for the person you are becoming. Think about Elon Musk. Whatever opinions people have about him, one fact is clear. His work ethic is extreme. Long hours, relentless focus, continuous learning. Building companies like Tesla and SpaceX required sustained discipline over years. Those results did not appear because of random bursts of inspiration. They were built on structured effort and tolerance for discomfort. If the discipline behind those companies were weak, the results would have collapsed under pressure. You may not want to build rockets or become a global icon, but the principle remains the same. If your discipline is weak, your results will mirror that weakness. The solution is not more motivation. It is stronger standards. Decide the kind of person you want to become and align your daily actions with that identity. Remove negotiation, reduce excuses, create systems, show up even when it is inconvenient. Start small if you must. Wake up when your alarm rings. Finish what you start. Keep promises to yourself. Track your habits. Protect your focus. One disciplined action at a time builds momentum, and momentum builds confidence. And confidence fuels bigger action. Understand this deeply. Discipline is freedom. Weak discipline chains you to regret. Strong discipline unlocks possibility. The pain of discipline is temporary. The pain of weak results lasts much longer. When you choose discipline, you are choosing future strength over present comfort. So look at your life honestly. Where are your results weak? Instead of blaming circumstances, examine your discipline in that area. That is where your power lies, not in wishing for easier conditions, but in becoming stronger within them. If you strengthen your discipline, your results will inevitably strengthen. Weak discipline creates weak results, but strong discipline creates extraordinary transformation. And the moment you truly commit to raising your standards, your life begins to shift. Not overnight, not magically, but steadily, powerfully, inevitably. The question is not whether discipline works. It always works. The real question is whether you are ready to stop negotiating with your potential and start living at the level your dreams require. Every day you wake up, you are making a choice. You are either strengthening your discipline or weakening it. The alarm goes off. Your body wants more sleep. Your mind wants more comfort. Your emotions tell you, just 5 more minutes won't hurt. That is the battleground. That is the moment where weak discipline wins or strong discipline wins. You may not see immediate consequences, but the truth is, your future is being shaped by these daily micro decisions. Every time you choose comfort, you reinforce weakness. Every time you honor your commitment, you reinforce strength over months and years. These small choices compound into enormous differences in your life. Take the story of J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter. Before fame, she was living in near poverty, struggling with depression, and raising a child alone. She could have given up. She could have said, "Life is too hard for me to succeed." But she disciplined herself to write daily, even when it felt impossible. Weak discipline would have allowed her to postpone, skip, or abandon her dream. Strong discipline led to the creation of one of the most beloved literary worlds in history. Her results were directly proportional to the standards she set for herself, not to her luck or circumstances. This is the undeniable link between discipline and outcome. Weak discipline manifests in subtle ways. Maybe you procrastinate on tasks, telling yourself that you'll do it later. Maybe you allow distractions like social media, TV, or friends to steal your focus. Maybe you promise yourself that you'll start a habit tomorrow, every day, and tomorrow never comes. At first, it feels harmless. After all, everyone relaxes sometimes. But the problem is consistency. Weak discipline is not just a one-time slip. It's a repeated pattern that eventually defines your life. Your results, your body, your career, your finances, your relationships become a mirror of these repeated choices. Weak choices produce weak outcomes. Think about the athletes who dominate their sports. Michael Jordan is a perfect example. Before he became the greatest basketball player of all time, he faced rejection and failure. He was cut from his high school basketball team. Most people would have given up. Weak discipline would have told him, "Maybe basketball isn't for me. Maybe it's too hard." But Jordan responded with relentless practice, training longer and harder than anyone else. Every shot he took, every drill he ran, every sacrifice he made was a vote for excellence, for a stronger version of himself. Today, the world remembers not just his talent, but his extraordinary discipline. Without it, his talent would have produced average results. Discipline is intimately connected to your identity. It is not about what you do once in a while. It is about who you are every single day. If you identify as a disciplined person, you start making decisions aligned with that identity, even when it is uncomfortable. Weak discipline allows you to live according to mood, circumstance, or temptation. Strong discipline allows you to live according to principle and vision. The difference is enormous. Weak discipline leads to regret, lost opportunities, and a life of what-ifs. Strong discipline leads to mastery, confidence, and tangible achievement. Consider Elon Musk, the visionary behind Tesla and SpaceX. Musk did not become a billionaire overnight. His results are the product of extreme discipline, long hours, focus on details, relentless problem solving, and an obsession with efficiency. Imagine if he had allowed weak discipline to dictate his schedule. If he had chosen comfort over commitment during setbacks. Tesla would not have revolutionized the electric car industry. SpaceX would not have successfully launched reusable rockets. Discipline was the backbone of his results, not luck or inspiration alone. The problem with weak discipline is that it often masquerades as rational behavior. You convince yourself that small compromises are harmless, but life compounds decisions exponentially. Missing a workout today, skipping a study session, delaying a project, each of these seemingly small choices adds up. A year later, you find yourself behind, frustrated, and wondering why your results are weak. The answer is always the same. Your discipline was weak when it mattered most. There are no shortcuts, no exceptions. Every strong result begins with repeated, disciplined effort. Discipline is also about resilience. Life will test you. There will be days when you feel exhausted, uninspired, or overwhelmed. Weak discipline will give you permission to quit, to delay, to settle. Strong discipline will push you forward, even when it hurts, even when nobody is watching. That is what separates average people from extraordinary achievers. Your comfort zone is the enemy of your dreams. Weak discipline keeps you in it. Strong discipline breaks you out of it, day after day. Look at Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Before he became a global superstar, he faced rejection, bankruptcy, and career uncertainty. What set him apart was not mere motivation, it was discipline. He trained consistently, maintained a strict daily routine, and showed up prepared, no matter how he felt. Weak discipline would have let him quit when life got hard. Instead, his relentless commitment built his physique, his brand, and ultimately, his extraordinary life. The lesson is clear. Results follow the discipline you choose when no one else is watching. Even in everyday life, discipline matters. Consider a person trying to improve their financial situation. Weak discipline manifests as impulsive spending, procrastination on investments, or avoidance of budgeting. Strong discipline manifests as consistent saving, learning about personal finance, and making intentional choices aligned with long-term goals. After a year, the results are visible. One path leads to stagnation, debt, and stress. The other leads to growth, security, and opportunity. Discipline is the bridge between your present and your desired future. Weak discipline does not just produce weak results externally, it also affects your inner world. Every time you fail to honor a commitment to yourself, you erode self-trust. You begin to doubt your abilities, question your potential, and rationalize inaction. Weak discipline is a silent thief of confidence. Strong discipline reinforces identity and self-respect. It teaches you that your word matters, that your actions are meaningful, and that your dreams are worth fighting for. Over time, this internal strength translates directly into external achievement. Every extraordinary person you admire has mastered discipline in some form. Cristiano Ronaldo did not become a football legend by relying solely on natural talent. He trains meticulously, follows strict diets, and maintains extreme focus, even after years of success. Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, J.K. Rowling, Elon Musk, Dwayne Johnson, all of them demonstrate the same truth. Extraordinary results are never accidental. They are the product of repeated, intentional, disciplined action. Weak discipline produces ordinary outcomes. Strong discipline produces extraordinary outcomes. If you want to transform your life, the first step is brutal honesty. Examine your daily habits, your routines, your micro decisions. Where is weak discipline costing you? Is it in health, career, relationships, or personal growth? Stop blaming circumstances. Stop waiting for motivation. Start building systems that enforce strong discipline. Decide that you will honor your commitments, even when it is uncomfortable. Choose actions that align with the person you want to become, not the person you feel like being today. Discipline is freedom. Weak discipline enslaves you to regret, mediocrity, and wasted potential. Strong discipline liberates you to create the life you truly desire. It is not easy, it is not glamorous, but every time you practice it, every time you choose action over comfort, you are strengthening a muscle that will carry you through challenges, setbacks, and obstacles. Your results will follow inevitably. They cannot help but follow. Because the world always rewards consistent, disciplined effort. Imagine your life 1 year from now if you strengthen your discipline starting today. Imagine waking up early, working diligently, learning relentlessly, and pushing past discomfort every day. Compare it to 1 year of weak discipline. Missed opportunities, regret, stagnant skills, and dreams deferred. The difference is staggering, almost unimaginable. Yet it is built on the smallest choices repeated consistently. That is the power of discipline. That is why weak discipline creates weak results, and why strong discipline creates extraordinary transformation. The moment you internalize this truth, you hold the key to your destiny. Weak discipline is reversible. You can start today. Begin by committing to small, consistent actions. Honor your word. Strengthen your habits. Protect your focus. Remove excuses. Each disciplined choice is a vote for the person you are becoming. And soon, those votes compound into undeniable results. Weak discipline has no place in the life of someone who wants to win. Strong discipline is the only path to greatness. It is not optional. It is essential. Your results are waiting. They reflect exactly the discipline you are willing to uphold. Listen closely, because this is the truth that will change your life. Your results are not decided by luck, talent, or timing. They are decided by your discipline. Every choice you make today, no matter how small, is a vote for the person you are becoming. Every time you honor your word, push past discomfort, and act even when you don't feel like it, you are building a life of strength, confidence, and achievement. Weak discipline creates weak results. Strong discipline creates a life that others will admire, a life you will be proud of, and a future that you control. You have everything you need to start right now. Don't wait for motivation, it comes and goes. Don't wait for perfect circumstances, they never exist. Your power is in your decision to act, right now, in this moment. Decide today that you will no longer settle for mediocrity. Decide today that excuses will no longer define your story. Decide today that you will show up for yourself consistently every single day. Remember, discipline is freedom. It is the path to confidence, to opportunity, to mastery, and to a life that is truly yours. Weak discipline keeps you trapped in what could have been. Strong discipline propels you toward, look what I achieved. Your future is not a dream. It is built by the actions you take today. So rise. Stand firm in your commitments. Push past discomfort. Strengthen your habits. Protect your focus. Every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. Every action builds momentum. And the life you have been imagining, the health, the success, the respect, the freedom, it is waiting for you, just on the other side of discipline. Take control. Act now. Your stronger, unstoppable self is already inside you, waiting to be unleashed. Today is your starting line. Start running, and don't stop.